All right, so maybe you just got a motorcycle or you want to get a motorcycle but can't make it to the MSF and you want to practice in a parking lot. So how about this? How about I show you everything you need to know about a motorcycle and how to ride and everything like that, just to get you started. And then if you want to, go ahead and take the MSF or do something like that. But this is all the information you're gonna need. So we're gonna go over the motorcycle controls to start, and then we're gonna move on to different things. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So right on the front, okay? Let's just go ahead and take a look at this. On the right side, on the right handlebars, so we're looking like this, right? On the right handlebars, you have your throttle. Now this is going to be what you're gonna go with. It's gonna put power to the rear wheel. And then on the right hand grip right there, that is the front brake lever. So this is gonna put a lot of brake pressure onto that front tire, and that's gonna give you the most stopping power that you can. It's gonna be about 70%. And then you have the rear brake on the other side, and that's gonna give you about 30%, 20-30%. All right, so the left-hand side, this doesn't move at all, okay? This is just a hand grip. It's not like the throttle that's gonna move, so that's pretty cool. So just understand that. Then right here, you have the clutch lever. The clutch lever is going to help you shift when you need to get to first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, maybe sixth gear, and also get you into neutral, okay? On the left foot right here, you have the shift lever. So it's gonna go down one, it's gonna be a half click up to go to neutral, and then it's gonna be 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe 6 if your bike has that. Now it's gonna be one at a time, so if you slam it down, if say you're in fifth gear and you slam it down, it's not gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. It's one at a time, one at a time. So second gear, third gear, fourth, one at a time. So you're gonna have to do that, and I'm gonna show you how to utilize your clutch lever to get into that friction zone, and then also to start shifting and everything like that, okay? So we're gonna go over to the right side, and this is a Honda Rebel 500. I love this bike. This is the rear brake lever. So like I said, the front brake lever is gonna be on the right side right here. Front brake lever, rear brake lever. So you're gonna press it down with the balls of your feet. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. So just the balls of your feet, a little bit nice and easy. You don't wanna slam it like you would probably do in a car, because you start seeing people lose traction and start doing a little fishtail stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and hop on the bike. So I like to hop on the bike with full gear. So if you don't have full gear, I recommend getting at least a helmet and some gloves, okay? So helmet and some gloves. If you have a jacket, cool. I recommend having your, like, just a boots, like closed-toed shoes, long pants like jeans, khakis or something like that, a long sleeve shirt or like a jacket if it's nice and cold. And then highly recommend getting gloves. So if you don't have gloves right now, try get some mechanics gloves, at least for this demonstration. When you start riding, please get some real gloves and a full face helmet. All right, so how I'm gonna mount the motorcycle is I grab that front brake lever to stabilize the bike and swing my leg over just like if I was on a bicycle. So it's pretty much just a bicycle with a motor. So I'm gonna grab that front brake right here. I'm gonna grab that, squeeze it. I'm gonna lift my leg over. I'm gonna sit down, and I'm just gonna sit right here with the side stand. So that's the side stand right on the ground right there. That's gonna be the thing that's gonna hold the bike up. Sometimes you might have a center stand, so it's gonna hold it up kind of like this. And it's been dusty lately, oh my gosh. All right, so what we have here, once again, throttle, front brake, friction zone. We got rear brake right there, shift lever there. So now I'm gonna go over some of the other controls on the bike. So these are primary controls, the things I just explained. So secondary controls are gonna be the engine shut off, the engine start, the hazard lights, high beam, low beam. There's a little pass button, so you click it, so it kind of shines them, so it lets you know that you're passing. The horn and turn signals. And you'll probably have cruise control and a few other things on your bike that this bike does not have. I also have my nice little quad lock here. And then you have your key ignition. So sometimes your key ignition, I wonder if I should get these back. Anyways, key ignition can be in the dash right here, off to the side. On the Honda Rebel 500, it's off to the side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and turn on the motorcycle. And so I'm gonna go ahead and click that on, and you're gonna see that it's going to go ahead and start booting up, okay? So I got some miles here. We're neutral light. ABS is right here. The engine oil, it's gonna go ahead and do all that stuff once I start the bike. But I like seeing that I'm in neutral when I first get on the bike, okay? I want to be in neutral. It makes it a lot easier to do a lot of things. If you start in first gear, it might stall because you have the side stand. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the bike, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the handlebars, not give it throttle, but grab the handlebars and sit it up. And this is why I recommend having a bike, especially as a beginner, that you can flat foot both sides because you can balance it pretty well, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze the front brake. I'm gonna look over, and at some point you're gonna be able to do it without looking, and I'm gonna go ahead and slide up the side stand. Now I'm fully good. Now before we turn on the bike, I want you to see that it's a neutral light. We're gonna practice downshifting to first gear. This is something that you're gonna need to do when it comes to the Smart Rider games and the drills coming up when we learn friction zone. So we're gonna squeeze the front brake. I'm gonna go ahead and press down right here on that shift lever, and you're gonna watch the neutral light disappear. There it is. Now I'm in first gear. Now how can you tell if you're in first gear? Well, you sit flat-footed right here, the neutral light's off. Okay, cool. Sometimes that could be wrong though if you have a bad bike where the electronics are all messed up. I like to go ahead and try to move it forward and back. It stops. So sometimes when they tell you to like park your car and put the emergency brake on and all that stuff, and you might be in gear and you can, on a hill, it's not gonna slide. I highly recommend if you're parking on a hill to put it in first gear, not only to have your side stand down, first gear, so that it won't slide. Okay, let's go ahead and put it in neutral. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze that lever, so just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do a half click up, so I'm gonna get my toes underneath. Oh, I almost fell over. Toes underneath, nice half click up, and now we're in neutral. So if you accidentally put it a full click up, you notice how neutral isn't there anymore? So that's why you need a half click. In between first gear and second gear is that neutral. So it's a half click and then a half click, or a full click from first to second. So I'm in second gear right now, and it even shows it right here on the gear indicator that I'm in second gear. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a half click down. Now I'm in neutral, okay? So now how do I know I'm in neutral? Well, it's gonna move, okay? So if you're in first gear, I'm giving you a lot of information right now, so this is kind of gee whiz stuff. So if you're in first gear and it won't wanna move, what you can do to make it a false neutral is squeezing that lever, and it's gonna wanna move, all right? So just a little tidbit information, we're gonna get going. So I'm in neutral, I like it in neutral. I notice that I can move the bike. Now I feel comfortable turning on the bike because when I do, it's not gonna lurch forward and go nuts. So I'm gonna turn it on, show you what it looks like starting in neutral, and I'm gonna stall the bike because I accidentally kept it in first. So I'm gonna turn the key, it's on, the battery's on. Here's the engine the engine shut-off switch. So I turned it on so it's able to turn on, and I'm gonna use the engine start switch, the electric switch. 3, 2, and now it's on. So it's gonna do its checks. ABS is there, neutral light's there. The oil thing is gone now because it's doing all its little checks. It's doing its thing. And now we're on the bike. So at this point, let's play around a little bit with the secondary controls. I got high beams. The light turns on, I like that. Horn, we're gonna do turn signal, so left, right, and then sometimes you have to push it in because it's not always auto canceling like you would be in a car, and now it's off. So left, turn it in, and it's off. Okay, let's play around a little bit here. Let's get used to the primary controls now. So let's just go ahead and give it a little bit of throttle in neutral. Yeah, we got some power to the bike right there. Clutch squeezes all the way, that's good. Front brake, I like it. Rear brake, and I'm not gonna mess with the shifter right now because it's gonna probably stall on us. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and now practice the opposite. So engine shut off switch right here, or the kill switch, turns off the bike. So what I'm doing is like I'm riding and I found a parking spot. Instead of doing this and have my hand off the handlebars, I just do that. So let's just pretend. It's like, okay, I backed it. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. Let's pretend. It's like, okay, I'm backing into my parking space, and instead of reaching down and like, oh crap, falling over, I just do that. Side stand, off to the side, then turn off the bike, and then I get off the bike. Okay, so let's take a look at what it looks like when you stall accidentally. Okay, so side stand up, turn on the bike, Ready for this? I'm gonna go ahead and put it in first gear. So let's say you're starting on the hill because you put it in first gear, or you accidentally left it in first gear. Now if I start it, I'm gonna hold both. It won't do it sometimes. Sometimes there's gonna be like an actual situation where the bikes are gonna make it to where you can't start it in first gear. So let's go ahead and put it in neutral and start it. Now let's say I put it in first gear, like I'm ready to go, and I don't know how to do the friction zone yet, which I'll show you right now. And I just let it go. That's what it feels like. And it's gonna be scary. That's why I always start the bike with the handlebar straight. If I started it this way, it would have fell to the left. So you stalled now, okay? Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and put it in neutral and start it back up. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right. So I think it's time for us to jump into friction zone and practice that a little bit.